All right, welcome to the Smiling Suffer podcast. In my quadrant, on my left, I have the Lady of Laurel. Diagonal to me, to my quadrant, I have uh the Green Goblin, driving and snapping.
No, my name is Green Goblin.
And please, people at home, do not do what she's doing because it's very
I have a
dangerous.
seatbelt on. I'm very safe.
Right, right. Wait, so where are you coming from?
I went to mom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And of course, beneath me, is
Daddy that is beneath you.
we have James Bond, Wale, Mr. G in the building, and
I think you got your 007 background.
And bouncing around.
All I need is the blood now. Shh.
And we're gonna get right into it, man. But we had done like a test run before yesterday. So I think we're good for today. But let's get right into it, man. Let's start off with Afrobeat. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. We haven't covered Afrobeat topics in a while, and I wanted to start off with the live streams that have been going on online. The Afrobeat live streams. There's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of activity on those live streams. I know we talked about it in one of the previous episodes. But it's these live streams where these artists battle it out.
Nigerians have those too?
Yeah, it could be producers, they battle it out. It could be songwriters, they battle it out.
No. I know that, but I'm saying I didn't know Nigerian people were doing it as well.
Oh yeah, they've been doing it. In fact, I posted one on the Smiling Suffer page. Did you see it?
Okay.
The one with.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know them.
I can hear you guys. I need to get water. Just look at my background.
Okay. So it was this guy. His name is Kidominant. He's a producer.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And this really, really bright songwriter called Peruzzi. You guys are familiar with Peruzzi,
I know Peruzzi.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were on the live stream recently, and it was a pretty dope live stream. I think it showed how influential these producers are in Afrobeat. They're pretty much making artists. Like they were playing all these songs while you were on the live stream, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they were playing all these songs that some of them, of course, I knew some of them were written, but I didn't know they were written by these two people, and it just felt like these two people were very central in Afrobeat, and they've given us a lot of the recent hits. Like they've written for people. They've written for people like for Davido, Wizkid. Were there any songs that they wrote for Wizkid?
No.
Okay, but they've written quite a lot of songs. So
one of them mostly wrote. Well, yeah, they're mostly the only artist that is like 100% has embraced letting people talk about writing.
Hold on 1 second. Mute it until you get inside.
Oh, I didn't realize you could hear me.
Yeah.
Only person that has kind of like embraced having writers is Davido.
Okay.
So
I don't see what's wrong with everybody.
Wiz, well, we'll get to that, but there's no problem. Wiz, none of them came out to say they wrote for Wiz. I don't think he has a lot of writers. I think it's the same way when we talk about like the likes of Drake, where Drake does have people who write. You create it together basically,
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of Wiz. I would say most of his stuff, people they probably create it together, or someone creates a vibe and he hops on it and finishes up. Davido's own is the actual writing. People write and here's a song, and it's not a problem. It's definitely not a problem. It's something that I always spoke about his talents, where even though you write for him, there are a lot of his songs, when you hear the original version,
It doesn't sound the same.
It doesn't sound as nice as his version. And you talk about Fire by Davido, Fire by Peruzzi wrote that, but when you hear the original version, it still sounds good, but it might not have done as much damage as the Davido version did.
He put his own spin on it.
It puts his own spin, no matter how small or big it is, and into the video, he carries the name. So, which is why we always talk about some artists that are better off as writers. Now, they did talk about the fact that when they were starting this, a lot of them were getting phone calls and text messages from people saying, "Don't put my song out there."
Really?
Said this in the
they
beginning
were?
of the stream. Yeah, they said
Bill?
it in the beginning of the stream. So what had happened was Kidominat
Yeah.
was the first person. He's the one who started this, and he said, "Okay, I'm getting messages saying I've gotten calls today also saying, yo, don't play my song."
Mhm.
So he wanted to then play foreign artist songs because he's also written for the likes of Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And he's like, I would rather play that because those ones you can't really. I mean, it's part of the contract. You get paid. There's no shame in that.
Yeah.
So he started playing that, but then people in the comment sections wanted to hear the Nigerian songs. So he started playing Orezi, which is, Orezi is not that big, but he had a couple of hits, but they were all written by Kidominat, and I guess
Pretty much
Orezi
all
was
his
fine.
hits were written by
It was
Kidominat.
fine with it.
Mhm.
And then Shizzy came on, and this was before Shizzy came on. So when Shizzy came on,
Peruzzi was the one that came on.
no, you're talking about
You're talking about Kidominat, right? Then
yeah,
Peruzzi
Kidominat.
came on.
Sorry, I'm talking about Peruzzi. Sorry, I was mixing
Yeah.
Shizzy and SARS. So Peruzzi came on. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
and Peruzzi, I guess, got permission from Davido
Mhm.
because he started off with songs he was featured on,
Yeah.
which makes sense. He's featured on it, so I guess Davido probably sent him to go ahead and say, you know what, just let them
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
And he started dropping all Davido songs. He did drop one song, which was Burna Boy.
Mhm.
Burna Boy's
It was the pull-up song.
Pull Up.
Yeah, he wrote that.
But prior to this happening, Burna Boy already tweeted that he wrote Pull Up because somebody came to claim they wrote some other song for Burna Boy, and he said no one apart from Peruzzi has written a song for me.
Oh.
There was one song. So Burna Boy kind of already put it out there, by the way. So Peruzzi obviously felt, well, Burna has put it out there. I might as well play what song it is. But apart from that, so then Kidomina started going into some other artist songs, and he's, his range and he's pretty dope. I didn't even know he was such a good writer. He's done a lot of songs.
Yeah.
And I do wish.
I was going to bring up the fact that because it wasn't just him. There was the SARS and Sheezy, another
SARS and Sheezy
producer.
stuff too, and
Another, two producers.
But the one common trend between the two of them is a lot of songs they wrote was actually for Davido.
Yeah.
And I think the only people that get problems with that is it's kind of like, bro, then what songs did Davido create himself? But I believe probably his early songs were all created by him, probably. I believe he's just going to a stage now where people want to give him songs and he's not turning it down.
And I think that's what happens with all of these
and I
artists.
think, I
you
think
have
people
all these songwriters that just they want to get their name out there.
Yes.
So what probably ends up happening is they go to already established stars.
I say,
they just keep giving them. And look, if I'm an established star, and someone is giving me songs that I know that are hits and that I can perform, even if I could write, of course I'm going to take those songs.
Yeah. People
I think that's the same thing that's happening.
A writer,
people are just like, the only problem is that people are just like, whoa, you guys have played 15 songs or 17 songs, okay, 18 since 9 or 20 songs, 10 each, and 18 of them were all Davido songs. It's like, that's the only
my question
thing
is,
everyone is being saying is like, and the video was in the comment section too, commenting, so it made it easier for them to keep playing more of his song. But then again, I'm pretty sure if the other artists let them play, would find out that it's not only the video who uses majority of these guys. They probably would play, tens and tens and tens of other artist songs, but only the video songs were the only songs we got to hear.
But I think the moral of the story is that there's really nothing wrong in people.
There's nothing wrong with it. The culture doesn't accept
Yeah.
it. The Nigerian culture doesn't accept it.
But so what would you say about people that actually take credit for songs that they didn't necessarily write?
But that's what happens.
Beyonce does that.
But no, Beyonce
She
gets credit
does.
too.
She does do that.
If you look at all
She does
the
that.
Why did you have to say that?
She does
please,
it. She does though. Let's keep it a buck. She does.
No,
she
does
takes
not.
writing
She
credit.
absolutely gives credit. If you look in the America, you have to, duh.
Did Beyonce become an Afrobeat artist now?
Don't mind him.
I just want to throw that out there.
Anyways, look, well, here's the thing is, so a lot of them, so it's become and it's here too. It's in the hip hop culture where it's just started coming out. More rap doesn't accept it, but even in the hip hop culture as a general, a lot of people are not really too big on writers. And then even Cardi B gets disregarded awards because the first thing you come is when you want to compare Cardi and Cardi doesn't write.
But I think what makes hip hop unique is the fact that hip hop it's not like actual rap. Yeah, rapping is a skill, but really what makes rapping compelling is people are telling their stories, right?
Yeah,
and it's those stories that they tell
their stories
that actually make people
but the early Nigerian
and
songs
it's the rhyming also
personal stories. Everybody used to sing stories too now.
Yeah. But then the part of the art form of rap is telling your story too. That was how rap came about. It was kids.
I understand.
Weird.
I think there's some like Ashley's been haunted.
I don't know.
What is going on?
What there's like a monster.
Yeah, but let me finish my point about hip hop. I think that's what makes hip hop unique in the sense that, first of all, that is why we value them. It's the skill that it takes to write those rhymes. That's the appeal.
Also the truth behind it too. I mean, there's truth in your story. So if you're telling someone else's story, then it means that that persona that you created isn't real.
Yes,
right.
Whereas
like
with singing,
rapping about lean, and he hadn't done lean in like a couple months or whatever, and he's still rapping about it.
But hip hop has let it happen. Rick Ross is not Rick Ross. Rick Ross is about somebody else. There's an actual Rick Ross that he's being his persona. So I mean, it's happened now.
But it's still his stories
that he's telling.
Yeah, it's just
he might have actually been selling drugs.
No, he was a
correction officer. In the
but then he allegedly he also
too.
And his story. He took the persona of Rick Ross. The guy himself sued him.
He's an actual person, you know.
He sued him to try because
I remember the whole thing behind that.
Anyways, we're back to a time now where yes, it's still hush hush in that environment, but for whatever reason, Afrobeats culture has taken it hush hush. To them, it's probably more they feel if you don't write, you don't have the talent. They feel. If someone else is creating songs for you, then there's nothing special about you.
Yeah, but while they think about it, think about it, you have to understand that in Afrobeat, right? It's not just the songwriting; it's the performance of that songwriting. One, it's the delivery of that. Like if you have a very very good voice that people gravitate towards. That's also like a big part of
the
it
persona.
Too.
Yes, that's what I just said. Is that the Davido singing of fire is better than the person singing of fire. But for whatever reason, the fans want to think every song is written by. Do I believe Wizkid writes every song? Hell no. But do I think?
What I would like to find out though.
I don't think he gets complete songs, but it doesn't matter. That's who he is. It doesn't mean he's better off or worse off than the next person. I mean, the problem is that. The video gets a lot of flack just because of how out there he is and how whatever it is. But there's nothing wrong in what it does because a lot of people do it. A lot of your favorite artists in Nigeria do it.
And that's what I was going to say. Do we know if even back in the day, like the Sunny Ade and all them people,
they probably, but the ideology was you as a musician, you create your own content from scratch and, that's what makes you special from the other person. But no, that's not what makes you special. Your voice is what, your delivery, everybody, and I'm glad that happened. And I'm somewhat glad that, the video came in to allow, even though he was clowning a lot in the comment sections, but he allowed that to happen because he kind of was just brushing it off. But I wish they educated more. I wish more artists saw that and said, you know what, play my song too. Let them see that, And why should I have to take permission to play your song?
Right, and I wrote it. Right.
Yeah,
that's another issue is like, why is there such... secrecy and why are people
I feel like we beat up this topic.
But it's like a copyright thing, or just
they don't have copyrights on them.
Yeah, but in some of those music contracts, like the ones that Beyonce puts out, for instance, I'm sure she puts it on there that you can't come out and claim this song.
Obviously, the NDA is in there.
But that's different, though. You can't claim I wrote it. Corey, fuck you.
The NDA is in there, but in Afrobeat culture, they're not there. Yeah,
but we should move on.
Have contracts like that.
I want to touch on another live stream that was out there. It was the Diddy live stream. Did anyone catch that?
Oh, I loved it, man. Well, I got bored of it, but I cut it
Diddy
when
live
Burna
stream.
was on there.
The Diddy live stream.
Oh, Burna was on there?
Oh, Diddy?
Burna was on there, yeah.
Oh, I missed that part. I watched a little bit, but I was getting bored.
It was boring in the beginning.
Yeah, his was a little boring.
Burna Boy was there. Tiwa Savage was there.
I saw Tiwa.
Hers was kind of
I was gonna play the Burna Boy joints.
Burna was.
Oh, I had to make it bigger.
I have to?
You should have just.
No, I do.
What kind of producer are you?
It's not easy producing from home, man. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Nah, but
I had 30 extra minutes to do all this.
No, all right.
He was late and he didn't have to travel.
It. This was the Burna Boy joint. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, Rick was dancing.
Oh yeah, I didn't see this.
He was dancing to Killing It.
I just see two poorly dancing people.
Great, the sound is fitting in and out.
Really? The sound is working just fine here.
Because the thing is trying to adjust. It's trying to adjust itself so we can hear you talk. Corey.
Alright. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Let's go.
Just pause it. But it's because the audio is trying to correct itself.
He like when his knees gets better. I thought that was funny. But yeah, it was a fun live. He had his kids there. He had the three kids. The one that looks just like him.
The twin.
Yo, wait. First of all, Dan,
No,
what's going on with the
son.
monster in your apartment? What's going on? It sounds hungry.
Which monster?
In Danny's apartment. Can't you
Oh,
hear
me?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
As well.
Yeah. What's going on?
What is it? There's nothing going on.
Okay.
Oh, except I didn't put the ice cream up. I didn't do that.
All right, go on, Corey. It's just there's a.
It was nice. It was a nice vibe. Who else came on there? I think Tiwa Savage came on there.
It could be my headphones. Here, let me take my headphones off.
Tiwa Savage came with her friends. Yeah.
Tiwa Savage was on there, and then we had another special guest, Lizzo, right?
Yep.
And there was a little controversy that happened with that. Now, have you guys watched it?
Huh?
I said it.
Have you guys seen
I actually
the
was
Lizzo
watching
clip?
when it came on.
So you guys have seen the Lizzo clip?
I saw it.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I saw it
so
live.
I won't bother sharing. I'll probably, you know how I do where I put it on top of the screen when I put it in our clips. That's probably what I'll do. But yeah, Lizzo was on there. Danny, did you get to see it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what did you think about the fact that, now for those that don't know, we have to put it out there. Lizzo was there to twerk. And she got there expecting to twerk. They started playing a song, and she proceeded to go on the bed and do what she does, twerk.
Mm-hmm.
And in between her twerk, Diddy was like, nope, stop the presses, cut it.
No. Why are you adding extra to the
adding extra.
I
What
watched
he
it.
said. He said.
Stop it. No. Report it accurately.
What?
Diddy said.
This is Easter
Stop.
Sunday.
This is
Yes, he
let's
said
play
so.
something with
However,
the less vulgar. He was talking
Yes,
about the song.
exactly.
That's all. He never said anything about twerking.
Twerking.
Lizzo
I
got
didn't say
scared.
twerking. I said that he
thought-
cut his short.
Well, he said the song. He said the song.
Okay, yeah. He cut
Because
his
the song, the lyrics are just come about fuck bitch, some.
And his kids were there too. He said.
And he was like, okay, let's change the song.
Yeah.
That's all he said. But here's the problem: is Lizzo panicked. You know,
Yeah,
Lizzo, she knows that she does the most.
Well, yeah,
She
because
got
she was
panicked.
embarrassed a little bit
But
because she was trying to figure out what was
it's
going on.
Probably sitting at the back of her mind that she Lizzo does this thing for attention. We all know this, and she probably thought, oh my god, I'm
Wait,
not
so no, but I should finish
He
the
does
story
it
now.
for
I should finish why
attention.
there was an uproar. So there was an uproar because
I didn't get the uproar
because
though.
Drea came
there-
on.
there
I
was an
saw
uproar
the
That's
online.
work to
the
back
first
that
thing
There
I
was an
thought.
uproar online,
That's
and the reason why there was an uproar was that they said that they were pretty much shaming her.
Fat
Because-
shaming, anti-black,
shaming
you know, they're
that
useless.
basically they were trying to imply that Didi only stopped it because
It's Lizzo.
she was
Well, I guess-
plus size. And basically they were saying that the reason why was because Drea was on there prior to that. Was it after? Prior, right?
I don't even know.
Drea
I
was
know,
on
she
there
was
at
on
some
before.
point too.
She was prior. Yeah.
And Drea wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like twerking, but she was like.
It doesn't
shaking
look
her
like
ass.
it was prior because they were outside for Lizzo and Drea's when they were inside. I know they started off outside and moved inside, so it might have been after.
But anyway, Drea was able to shake her ass without being interrupted.
To back that ass up,
music.
Yes.
She was dancing stiffly.
To back
no one said a word.
No, why? See, this is the thing. You guys
So,
already adding your own spice into it.
The outrage is that Diddy was
already.
fat shaming homegirl
Okay.
Lizzo.
Well, there's no bias.
There is a bias because you're saying stiffly. There's
saying
nothing.
How I felt about it was that
did her thing to back that ass up, and
Who?
the lyrics of "Back That Ass Up" is not as vulgar as what. Let's listen to the lyrics of "Back That Ass Up." It's actually not vulgar.
Girl, you look good. And
Just back that ass. Like, let's be honest. The song Lizzo had, the last line I heard before he cut it off was "fuck bitch." I heard those 2 curse words before he said, hold on. And then he said, let's change the song. Now, unfortunately,
did she go back to twerking after that?
She stopped herself. She stopped. So she said, let's change the
So
song.
you're saying Lizzo was just in her head.
She was in her head. She was. Okay. And because of that, everybody takes it as, oh, no, you cut it off. Blah, blah. She was in her head. And
later she came on to Tory Lane's show and she said that, it was a misunderstanding and it was about the song.
The music,
and then Tory Lanez tried to explain the same thing. He was like, no, it had nothing to do with that. So he gave her the opportunity to twerk on his show.
Well, Tory Lane wants her to twerk on his show.
She did a little bit.
Yeah, he wants her too.
She had on her little nightgown and she did a little twerk.
And he was hyping her and she was telling about how she's not wearing no panties and stuff like that. I didn't need to know that information, but it's out there, But I'm saying, like, everybody, this whole sensitive behavior towards, Lizzo is, Cash Money, you just paid?
Nope.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm going to edit that out, saying, I'm going to edit that out.
Okay. But anyways, because Lizzo, people are saying he's fat shaming her because he saw Drea twerk. But then I'm like, I understand there's the sensitive times. You guys already feel like we don't like Lizzo, blah, blah. But it's just coincidence. And Lizzo herself just panicked. She panicked. She said change the song. She did change the song and she didn't twerk again. Yeah. Not that I know of because I stopped watching at that point.
Yeah. I also think it has something to do a little bit with Diddy's alleged background of how some women feel like he treats women as he disregards them. I feel like that's something that was in front of people's minds and thinking that, okay, well, this is not his typical woman that he's into, and so maybe he just felt like, oh no, that's more than I think that I want to see today.
You're right. You're right. Maybe they had that, but that's all in our head.
That's gonna get loose.
That's all in everyone's head. And same thing too. He might have seen her coming loose. And he was like, you know what?
Honestly, I couldn't see anything.
That song,
I didn't even see her backside.
But that song was the only song that I heard anyone play that I saw. I don't know about no one else, but that I saw that was the most vulgar song because it did have a lot of curse words in there. I can't remember what song it was, but I did hear a lot of curse words in there. And Back That Ass Up is not that curse. The only difference is it's Drea. And in our minds, we've already said, well, society says plus side is bad. Drea is good. Yeah, it's preference. Everyone has their preference. But Diddy is not stupid enough to be like, all right, man.
I'll be honest with you. I was happy not to see her twerk. I don't really care to see.
That's your preference.
That's just my personal preference.
Yeah, that's your preference.
But I know.
But it made it seem it's a problem.
I know. Double G is gonna accuse me of being a fat shamer like she always does, and I'm not a fat shamer. I am not. I do want to say that. And
look at the little shade like she tried to throw at Drea talking about her little stiff. Come on, man. He's back in that.
I mean, that was just my opinion. That's what I saw. Like, hey, I saw a little stiffness.
But moving on,
if I could do the one cheek at a time, it was awful. I didn't. It was awful. I didn't like it.
So
but
I wanted to address.
She kept with it.
I wanted to address some of the other trends that have been out there. I guess you call it a live stream
quarantine.
Well,
yes.
The special announcements.
Okay,
so you mentioned it.
So are you guys are referring to Quarantine Radio?
Quarantine Radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one radio station.
Wow.
Oh, you've been watching?
Yes.
Look, on Friday.
It's like a guilty pleasure. Like it's like a train wreck. Like I have to just keep watching.
I'm gonna make it clap. Oh my God. Hold on. Shit like that.
Now, it's like if you go to your Instagram on Fridays, it's like all
Oh, well, he stopped it.
It's like no, I'm not even talking about Tory Lane. I'm just talking about is the ton of people doing it.
Oh yeah, because even Kidomada that we're talking about, he's doing it now.
There's freaking Boozy. We talked about Boozy. He was doing it.
Hold on, let me put some music. Ooh.
Boozy started it a long time ago.
Yeah, he started a while ago.
Yeah, I started watching
Boozy. And so what I think people realize that there's some capital in doing these live streams where people come and twerk.
Probably get more followers.
Honestly, you're right. It's a good way to. I mean, look at Tory Lanez.
A DJ Nice.
Tory Lanez, how many?
Yeah,
his followership went up by like 2 million.
No!
Yeah, you get a lot of.
He dropped an album.
He broke the record of what's her face, Taylor Swift.
Right, wasn't it Back to Canada or whatever?
He broke the record of most streamed.
He did. And I think it was
most views on an IG live stream.
You ain't about to take me back to jail. All over guidelines.
When he had Drake.
Oh yeah,
when he had
it was getting up there, like 200 and 300, right?
300,000.
I think what's going on is that these artists, they're not making show money like they used to, and this is like their alternative way of.
I mean, also we're all inside now. Nobody's going anywhere.
So Tory, it's a two-way street. Tory is making himself relevant. He dropped his new mixtape, and then the girls who come on there, they're also looking for spotlights because there's no
money.
There's money. There's no going to the club, finding a guy and getting paid through him anymore. So there's no. Now you're looking for other ways, alternative ways. So they're like it's a give and take. He has the audience for it. He has the characters for it, and he put it on their platform. So it's a win-win-win.
Yeah, but I think there's more to it. I think this is gonna open a whole kind of worms, in the sense that the online sex work industry is gonna be on the up and up. You know why?
What do you mean online?
Because,
virtual,
because
that's the only thing you can do is virtual.
That's the only thing. We can't congregate. We can't move like we used to.
Yeah, and that's why all these girls want to promote their OnlyFans.
Online.
That was what I was going to talk about. The OnlyFans account.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
All over the place.
They want to. It's popping up everywhere.
I'm about to open up an OnlyFans account.
6 months ago.
But they're so cheap, though. That's the thing.
Dude, 6 months ago, I didn't see to a year ago. I'd rarely see it because people tweet stuff and they're funny, and sometimes I look at their bio and I'd rarely see it then. But like today, almost every. Like a lot of on the average, just click on most of this girl's bio. You see
they all have OnlyFans account. So can someone walk me through this? So what's going on there is, and I haven't joined OnlyFans.
Each person is different. It depends on your specialty. I know someone that not personally know her, but I know someone who sells feet pictures. They You know, there's a foot fetish thing out there.
So it's all sexual.
Yeah, it's sexual, but different genres and different niches or whatever.
My understanding is you create an account and you create a subscription-based plan for your followers or your members, whatever they're called, your fans.
And I'm guessing there's no restrictions like in IG Live where you can't.
I'm guessing not. Now, do they send them? Do they send them videos or they just show the videos? Do they send them to them directly or they just?
No, you just watch it.
No, I think you just watch it. Watch like webcam videos and stuff like that.
So, because I know,
you know that before OnlyFans, Snapchat. That's what
premium. Snapchat Premium. Yes, they used to say Snapchat Premium.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, really? I didn't know Snapchat was on
there was a premium. Yeah, premium account for I used to see that before. A bunch. And then I guess OnlyFans came into this whole scene.
Yep, and took it over.
Where I can take it over, but they have subscriptions, and some of the girls there post screenshots on Twitter of them making 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand.
They make money. Yeah.
Some of them do make money. The only problem I see is that how long can you do this for?
8, 9, 10 grand.
Yeah, a month.
Well, but in that, my question is, and I said this earlier in a different conversation. Like, if you're only charging people $3 for a subscription, you really have to build up your followers.
You need
because you're not making
1,000. Yeah, you need 1,000, and that is why you go on quarantine.
People, if you're feeling how I'm feeling, please put wow.
You go your initial
show off your talent. 300,000
quarantine.
Look, I think there's this club here on your wall.
And you're hoping you get 1,000 of them to sign up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And stay signed up. That's the other thing.
And stay signed up. That's why I said I don't. So that's what I said, because see the person who posts the 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 check, that's for a month. But the people who are giving you that money, are they going to be there next month? That's the question.
Wait, so who was that chick that posted that?
There's one girl on IG. There's even another one that bought a house.
Please.
I saw
really. Please, send me.
But she's been around for a minute though.
Yeah,
so
she bought a house.
I can put it up on the screen when I post.
If I find it, yeah, it's always on Twitter. I see all these things. So she bought a house.
Wow.
Well,
but the problem is that
prostitution. So
the problem, like I said, is how long does it? How do you keep this man engaged to be subscribed to you at $20 for a year?
You'll be surprised.
Well, yeah, but because you could always do something.
Right.
And the problem is that there'll be another one. And the problem is like, and then again, there's money in this, and the people have money to waste because people can subscribe to more than one.
People that used to have it before were a lot of gay porn stars and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll post like actual sex, like hardcore sex on their OnlyFans. They'll put a clip on Twitter. So if you want to continue, go to my OnlyFans. And
so there used to be jokes on Twitter that, some girl posted like maybe her in like a shower scene, like as a preview of her OnlyFans, and then they paid for it, and the girl was out there rapping.
Really?
They're like, yo, listen to my new mixtape. I don't know how true that is.
She was rapping on her OnlyFans page.
So they subscribe to only see her rapping.
Subscribe immediately.
That's wild.
What you're looking for.
But you paid.
That's wild. I was gonna bring up one other live stream that's kind of popping, and is this chick called Eva, or is it
Evs?
Evs. Oh, it's Evs.
Well, Eva, but her stuff is Evs official. EV.
All right. So actually, you probably don't know who this person is, but basically, it's this girl that
19-year-old girl.
That 19-year-old girl, a 19-year-old model that chats with this Nigerian guy. He's one of Davido's
members,
like crew members. He's like one of the Davido's crew members. And for some reason, Nigerians gravitated towards their live streams because they found it
because
hilarious.
the way it started, she was disgusted by him. She was like, "Good."
So
like, what
now she likes him, man.
So it started out.
She likes him.
She be going on his live, putting on comments.
So how did he? Now the guy, right? His name is, he goes by Father, right?
Father DMW.
Father DMW. Yeah. And I think he's already like an online personality.
Yeah, he makes, so he said he was he used to be like a errand boy for them Davido back then, and then eventually I guess Davido took a liking to him, and he went to him, made him like welcome into his crew, and the guy told Davido he wants to go to school. He paid for that and stuff like that. Yeah, he said the first time he flew on a plane was through Davido, but he said hanging around them, they realized it was funny. So he started an Instagram account for his comedy-ish, and he's not like, he does a bunch of skits. He does like cameos in skits with other Nigerian Instagram comedians, and he's doing okay. I mean, he'd been to Dubai and all those places through, I guess, the Davido's affiliation and whatever. But he's doing okay, and he's not the most educated person. He's from the north. He's a little, I don't want to say he's literate, but I don't want to say, I don't know. He's not illiterate. I think he's smart.
Rough around the edges.
He's very, yes. So he's a lot of things.
Is that what makes him funny though?
I think that was what probably made him repulsive to her in the beginning. But his character he's a very charming person.
He's very charming.
I've noticed some trends where he does things intentionally, where she tries to correct him. He knows it's called Google, but he'll say Google, he doing stuff like that. And, she's, I think everybody has, it started off with, even when I saw the video, I was like, why is this guy wasting his time talking to this girl? At the time, I didn't know she was 19 because I thought she was older. But then I was like, he has no chance. I don't think he has a chance to date her, but I think the opportunity is there for them to be very close. Yeah. And as more videos came on, you could see she was taking a liking into him.
Yep.
And, now she almost says some words like he does. Her blushes look very genuine and stuff. And so people like that about it.
So Danny, I just sent you one of their streams on.
Unfortunately, she's getting spammed by Nigerians because they're like, "Where's father? Where's father? Where's father? Where's father?"
So she's blocking his name.
Because
I saw her
she
yesterday.
gets spammed.
Every time you write something, it's gonna be blocked.
Because everybody's like, "Where's father? Where's father? Where's father?" Not him, but everybody else is being like. And then he lies to her a lot, intentionally though.
Yeah, so I think it's a combination of several things. It's a combination of the fact the guy is genuinely like a funny guy. Like
he's a funny guy.
It's also the fact that it's this girl from the UK, pretty looking girl.
And you have this,
and then you're paired up with this guy that's like, I guess what some people.
Not your typical.
Yeah, it's not your typical guy. It's like an
guy. Yeah.
So it's almost like I think people are rooting.
Yeah.
People are genuinely rooting for them.
Well, they look cute together.
Yeah,
if
that
and worked
I think
out.
people are rooting for them.
And he gets to talk to. He was on Michael Blackson's
or whatever.
He was on Michael Blackson's IG Live.
Yeah.
He was on Big Shaq.
Like Danny,
Michael
he's
Dapper,
really popular. Like among Nigerians, and I don't understand it. Like I anytime I see the streams, they're funny, but I'm not. But people are.
Yeah, they like it. I mean, I'm tired of it.
People are in love with them.
I'm tired of check them out. I haven't.
Audience, I guess, because I didn't get it either. I was just like, okay. Yeah. I mean, some things were funny, but I was just like,
it's just the things, the way he.
They're both really young, so
they are young. She's 19.
Whatever they're talking about, I'll be like, all right.
I mean, it's
I don't know.
Yeah. I thought she was older, but she's 19, and I mean, it makes more sense.
He looks like a baby.
But he says things intentionally to lie, and it's his audience, it's his niche. So don't be surprised when this is over that he's getting appearances.
Yeah,
but that would be good for him then.
Yeah, for him. And making his own money.
Securing your bag. That's what people are doing.
Shout out to the widow for cleaning, for helping him
right now into a whole business and all that. So good for him.
I was gonna ask about this new song, the new Drake joint. What do you guys think about it? Tootsie Roll.
I think that guy is the smartest nigga on earth, man.
He is.
I haven't found myself trying to do it in Walgreens.
I'm telling you, man, that man's a smart. And he picked a dance.
Number one.
He picked a dance that everyone could.
It premiered at number one.
It's none of those complicated, what they call those renegade. Nah, he picked something simple.
He never.
Yeah, he just moonwalking. Really,
something simple. Man. Anybody can do it.
This guy has been dominating music for.
Nah, he's the smartest dude around, man.
It makes
definitely.
No sense.
Nah,
dominating.
Nah.
I thought it was a dope track. I did think it was the fact that he was trying to make it seem organic, like he had sent it to like some dancers initially. And some hip hop heads were criticizing him. So you know how a lot of these like dances come up organically, like Kiki, do you love me?
True.
It was a fan that was inspired to do a dance, and same goes with a lot of other dance songs that you see. It's like fans are the ones that come up with the dance steps, and then they.
But that was back in times have changed, man.
No, but even now, the Megan Thee Stallion dance that everyone's doing, it was a girl that made it up.
It was,
Times. What's the song called?
I'm a stallion. Trashy, something.
But,
is that what it's called?
Isn't that girl used to? I don't know if it's the same girl, but there was a black girl that did the Renegade one. Is that the same girl?
It's a different one.
Because I know, and how do we? I mean, I know that the times have changed now, where they are. Like I would always say when I was looking at the story of Lil Nas X, his own seemed organic, but one guy had said, just praising how his ethic was, like he would send him content and say, hey man, can you post this as a meme and then put my music under it and make it look generic? So sometimes when it even looks generic, it's actually planned.
Well, true.
And TikTok is taking over now, so Drake is probably thinking, look, why wait? Let's just use it to come out with the song.
The song has premiered at number one.
Exactly. Look at Stallion, Mega Stallion, and Renegade.
Forget what the haters have to say. Whatever he did, it worked.
It worked. He just knows the market.
And
like you say, look at when he did Hotline Bling. Mm-hmm. Someone, I forget who was saying that when they saw that video, they were like, oh my God, this guy is the smartest guy ever because he intentionally put meme-worthy moments in the video. He's like, I know they're going to use this as a meme, so I'm going to do this. He's smart.
He did.
And also that family friendly aspect of it too.
Exactly.
Because I see a lot of families doing a lot of families are not
doing this.
With Megan Thee Stallion on.
Exactly. There you go.
Trying to dance in hot pants.
I'm a savage.
Happening.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Savage. The Savage Challenge.
Savage. That's the name of that one.
But now you have the you know.
Wait, have you guys done any of the challenges?
No.
No, my cousin sends me one every week.
Really?
And she asked me to do the Megan Thee Stallion one. I was like, no.
Did you guys do Don't Rush challenge?
No.
I wouldn't mind doing the Don't Rush.
You did the Don't Rush?
No, I said I wouldn't mind doing that one.
I don't have time.
Doing nothing.
I just can't put eyelashes on. I don't really know what I'm doing. They'll be like all over here somewhere. Like it won't work out.
So there was the Don't Rush challenge. Wally, do you know who those guys are? The guys behind the
song? One of them is Nigerian.
Their song is it's crazy.
I heard that song last year. It came out last year.
So their streams, first of all, their streams went up.
Yeah.
Please,
the song has been out since
I think we should say their
November of last year.
Their streams went up. Are they based in the UK or Nigeria?
Yeah, UK.
What's the name of the group?
Young T and Bugsy.
Okay.
I think.
Their streams
Young T and
went
Bugsy.
up. I won't be surprised if it's on the Billboard charts at this point.
Yeah, it came out November, I think, of October or November last year.
Wow.
And then, but then this guy, our guy, Bob Daddy.
Fowls has Bob Daddy, which is the Nigerian version of Don't Roll.
Like almost immediately after. Wait, so what did you think about that? Like,
what do you mean? Like the song?
Do you think he was, because the Don't Rush challenge was for the people that do their little makeover, they put their hand on the screen.
Yeah, and then he took it.
And then
that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. He copied. There's no originality in the industry no more. But at the same time, as I'm giving Drake credit, I need to give Fowls credit to.
Right.
Because it's smart. It's smart.
Popular.
Drake says, you know what? Let me give you the dancers. Fowls says, you know what? There's a Don't Rush challenge. Why don't I do one for guys?
He hopped on that joint, man.
Bob used my song, and he started it himself. He did the whole thing with the brush, cover the camera, and he was changing outfits. And then it's become a thing now. And that, to the fact where even the girls in Nigeria are now using the Bob Daddy song instead of Don't Rush, because everybody wants to be involved with everything going on.
Danny, have you heard the Bob Daddy one?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think it's outside.
I have heard other people doing something similar, like
and then other people are using
song.
different songs too. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, man. Everybody's doing what can make their music push, and you can't hate on them, man.
There's been a bunch of challenges.
No matter if it's not original or not, you're doing what you got to do, and your music is moving.
Nothing's original anymore. Right.
And besides, let's give it to them. Don't Rush and Bob Daddy, if they were useless songs, they wouldn't work. Same thing with Savage and Renegade and Tootsie Slide, everything. If they were all whack songs, nobody gonna care about it.
Yeah. Before we get off entertainment, because I was gonna go into like a whole other topic genre, but Wale, can you tell us about this MI SARS beef going on? I don't want to miss it. It sounds like MI. Also, Danny, we've talked about
cloud
MI
change.
before. MI is this rapper.
That guy has been losing my respect lately.
Spitter. He was. Remember when we're arguing, and I was saying that I thought Olamide was the best rapper in Nigeria.
Yeah, I think he is the best rapper.
Wale thought MI was the best rapper.
But he's doing the most now, man.
But basically, there was a clip recently. Wale, I don't know if
it was on. His guy AQ. That guy too does the most. Black Bones. I'm sorry, not AQ. But he was on one of his.
So they were on one of these live streams.
Yeah, one of his guys' live stream, and he tried to tell a story which happened to be false. But he tells a story.
So it was completely false.
It was a false story. So he said a story about how he took SARS, the producer. And, SARS is, it's at this point now, SARS is obviously doing good because the fact that you're name dropping him now, SARS is the one who produced One Dance, by the way. Or
SARS is like I would say SARS is arguably the biggest producer.
Until 40 did his thing on it. But yeah, he is. And
wait, Wale, is it fair to say SARS is probably the biggest producer out of Nigeria?
He's not, his album says it all. SARS is not your mate. He's not anyone's mate.
Maybe.
But anyways,
but go on.
MI decides to name drop him and tell a story about how when SARS was coming up, he was the first person to take him to the club, and how SARS was so excited and they were popping bottles and he had girls and everything, and then it was time to leave the club, And SARS was like, you should wait a second. And then I was like, let's go, only to find out that, SARS had ejaculated on himself.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And, SARS
oh my gosh.
He told that story on the live. And then, SARS came out to say, hey, man, the fuck?
Guys,
and
is my hairline going back, or is it just me?
What?
yeah.
Why?
It's like, I don't even know why you're telling that
Why
story.
did it even happen?
But he goes, but SARS
What
goes, Maya Baga, you're very stupid for stooping so low to chat shit on Blackbone's IG Live. Since you think it's cool to cook up stories and dent my character online, then all my respect for you is out the window. I kept it cool and told you last week to recant your statement because it might get out of hand, but you did nothing. Since you want to act like social distancing is playing with your mental health, you'd hear from me. And basically, Emma had to come out and say, I 100% apologize to SARS. I was completely joking, and he was on the live while I was sharing the funny story that him and I joked about for years. SARS came on immediately, and I did a cleaner version of the story, and I told IG I was joking. But I guess, I don't know, SARS wasn't happy with the fact that he told the story in the first place, which to me, there's probably they probably did go to the club, but it's like, it's obviously that part of the story is probably made up. And, SARS is probably like, hey, bro, don't be telling that story out. It's kind of like I give you like a joke. Now, there's a time years ago when Bayo called me on the phone, my cousin, and he heard me playing a song. I think it was like Mashonda. I forgot the name of the song, but he always clowned me that he heard me play Single Ladies by Beyonce. He's always going to tell that story. That's a joke. That's fine. Do you get what I'm saying? Things like that happen. But when you start going out on like platforms to try and like, it's not a bad thing if that was what was happening. But when you start going on platforms to say that story, it obviously looks like that's what happened. Maybe Emma had made a joke and said, this guy, you did Boston. And he's like, nah, man, that kind of stuff. And they just joke about it. But he has told him, bro, stop that joke. I don't like it. And then you go on IG Live to tell this story
to the whole world.
That's where
a private story. Like
it's a private
joke,
inside joke kind of story.
Like
now you're putting
there
out
there.
there.
Truth to it. There might be some truth to it.
I think the only truth to it might be that they did go to the club and maybe he saw something on his jeans. They were like, dude, did you bust it on? He's like, nah. And there's obviously some truth to it, but
perhaps
not as literal as he's made it seem.
Yeah.
That he went to the club, he was so excited, he sat down, he's like, he just bought. Nah, it's probably not what happened.
Takashi's out of jail. Any opinions?
No, we don't care.
He said, what did he say? He went on Tory Lane's IG Live and said
he's gonna snitch on him. So he's really from Canada or something.
Yeah, he don't even.
He's not stopping his trolling behavior too.
Nah,
I don't think so.
I wonder where
I think he's an informant for the feds, for real.
Yes,
I think that's what he does.
The problem is, how's it gonna make money though? But unless they're paying him.
They're paying him.
They're paying him. Okay.
Did anyone see Drake's mansion?
Yes. The God know that it is. It was
the embassy that Joe
I loved it.
You did?
You loved that hotel looking house?
It looked like a hotel. Like a casino.
I just thought it is really nice.
It is. I think it's
designed this.
It was over the top for me.
But here's the thing. I think it's a fun house.
I much prefer Kanye's Calabasas home. Just me. That's just
Kanye's house looked like a coffin. Like
no, it doesn't.
It really
There's nothing going on in
it's
there.
Futuristic.
Just one
you
color.
Can't understand.
He has one color.
It's futuristic architecture. You can't understand it. Don't worry about it.
The funny thing about this Kanye stance, that man's going to do rubbish and call it futuristic, and I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah, like his shirt.
It's futuristic. I should have worn my whole shirt today. But what you call it? Drake, I mean, look, I think it's a fun house to be quarantined in. I mean, obviously, most of those rooms probably doesn't go into them that often. I'm sure the main areas he goes to is nice, but it's nice.
To me,
well, I had a question about the purse room.
So
you saw the room with the purses and everything.
So Drake does this stuff.
No,
he collects purses. He collects
for his
purses.
wife.
He claims it's for his future.
He'll be out of date by then. Just send them to me.
It'll be vintage.
Birkins are forever.
It'll be vintage.
Just send it to me.
And apparently Birkins go up in value, right? I heard.
They do, yep.
But do you know how many babes will now see that purse collection and they'll be like, oh shit, I gotta be in Drake's house.
He has them all over his house. It's so weird. Look, honestly, look.
Yeah,
Drake
I wonder
is
if
my
they get
man.
stolen.
Drake is my man.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
But I do feel
how
like
would you keep it safe?
Probably has security check you before you leave.
So
It's a place. It's hard to steal.
So Drake is my man, but I feel like sometimes he tries too hard. Even the house, I just felt like it was over the top. Like it looks like
it's his house, man.
It's like lights all over the place.
Yeah, but that's what he wants.
And I feel like sometimes he does a bit too much, but that's the Drake.
But that's what he wants.
I just feel like Drake has a very romantic vibe to him, even in his music, and I think it comes out in his not his clothes, his home and the architecture and his design and everything. And that's what I felt when I looked at it. All that very lush furniture, the lights, the darkness. Like I just feel like that's what he's going for.
I'll take his basketball court. That I'll take.
Oh well, yeah. Even that has the plush.
Have you seen the new paint job on his plane?
No, I
haven't. What
does
it have now?
Clouds.
I'll post it. Send it.
Clouds.
Send it. So
the sky.
Send it. So
the blue sky. Yeah.
Send it.
Blue sky with clouds on it.
Word.
I mean, I guess they don't usually use visual cues to determine planes. They use radars. So
right, I was gonna.
I was like, I didn't know.
So I think they should be fine flying. I think they should be fine on approach. I think it should be fine. They do sometimes, in case of emergency, use visual cues. But if his plane is on fire at that point, I think you can spot a cloud that is on fire at that point. So it should be fine.
So that people know what we're talking about.
Huh?
Send me the boy. So that people know what we're talking about.
I mean, I can show it to you. I'll send it to you. You know,
yeah,
Drake.
Send it to me and I'll put it on top of the screen. I was gonna talk about. Okay, I'm gonna move on to something a little bit more serious.
It's Virgil